Hey guys, it's Sam with two M's, and welcome back to another MYXclusive interview. Yes, I hope you're all having a great Wednesday so far. But as you guys can see, I have a very talented artist here with me. He's here to talk about how he's been, his newest single, which is called 17, and many, many more. Everyone, please welcome Zelijah.
Yo, what's up? It's been
Woo!
a while.
Hello, Zelijah. Yes, how have you been? How's life?
Well, ayun, like for me, like life has been really weird and hard
Mhm,
because of the pandemic, yeah. And then of course
mhm,
the remote way of doing things because
mm-mm.
it we're not doing things the same way as before. So parang nga pa, pero ayun naman, fortunately we were able to ano naman at least kahit papaano diskarte. Ayun.
True 'yan.
Yeah.
Diskarte lang talaga. Although ang dami talagang nangyayari ngayon,
Mhm. Yeah.
we still have to find ways to kind of go on with
Mhm.
life talaga. So, ano ba yung mga ginagawa mo recently? Especially recently kasi we just
Mhm.
celebrated the 1 year of quarantine dito sa
Yeah.
Philippines, which is not something that we should
Mhm.
celebrate, feeling ko. But what
Mhm.
have you been up to recently?
Recently, actually, ever since nag-lockdown, like going back sa
Mm.
early 2020. So, parang um, after mga March, parang
Mm.
nawalan ako ng music videos since it's hard to shoot, it's hard to book studios. So,
Yeah.
we decided to shift to digital mediums like 3D. Ayun. Kumbaga, we were doing 3D before ever since,
Mm.
but only when the pandemic happened na nag-branch out yung type of visual na ginagawa namin. Like, um, late 2020, we made a game. It's a
Mm.
survival slash music festival. Nandun sila Delo,
Mm.
John Roa, The Lincoln
Mm.
Society, mga
Mm.
artists rin. Ayun. Um,
Mm.
so it was I mean, I'm not claiming it's a first music festival game, but might be because wala pa ako nakita based on research. So it's the
Mhm.
first music festival game in the Philippines that
Mm.
you can play around. And then after that, like we tried to learn. I mean, I tried to learn rin doing Arduino stuff like
Mhm.
electronics since um, I have a background in electronics engineering, but I didn't finish that. But parang
Yeah.
na-realize ko in the middle of pandemic na why not play around and experiment with it since there's nothing else to do. So parang
Mm.
ngayon, it gave birth to me discovering new opportunities, which paved the way for us to survive the pandemic. Since
Mhm.
I can't really depend much on my music alone or gigs alone since yun nga, there's curfew, there's restrictions on events. So it really
Mm.
affected everyone in the industry, which is really
Mm.
hard. So I would say we were lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And grabe yung shift to the whole digital space, no? Kasi 'di ba a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us, grabe talagang shift nating lahat, especially in this industry na parang we shifted to the digital space. Like for example, like yung mga interviews natin ngayon done through yung mga websites like this one, right? But for
Yeah.
you guys, parang iba yung realm na pinasukan ninyo kasi like what you said, it was the first of its like kind, especially
Mm-hmm.
during that time. So you really shifted
Yeah.
to a literal digital like
Yeah.
world, which is
Mm-hmm.
really really cool. So what made you guys kind of like, well, you said you had a background already in that kind of stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
how was the learning curve naman in terms of that, especially since it was something that was very different and very new?
Mm-hmm. For those kind of visuals and
Mm-mm.
parang medium, I
Mm-mm.
got really inspired by international artists like Lil Nas X, Post Malone,
Mm-mm.
The Weeknd, and Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Like the
Oo nga.
way they presented themselves in the digital space, like parang this generation kasi it's the new generation na talagang lumaki sa
Mm-mm.
ganong dimension. Like they're used to seeing 3D avatars, unlike
Mm-mm.
us na parang medyo weirded out pa tayo sa 3D. Like we see 3D avatars as uncanny. Unlike yung
Mm.
younger gens ngayon, they're really used to it. Like when they see 3D things, like, oh, it's normal. So
Yeah.
parang for them, the 3D space is very familiar, which
Mm-mm.
is why we decided to enter it, like make
Mm-mm.
a digital world for us, for musicians like me to still perform and cater to the audience.
Wow, grabe. I mean, that's such a huge feat eh. Kasi parang gets ko yung sinasabi mo kasi, especially the younger people nowadays, they really do, parang it's just normal to them. Like
Yeah.
I saw, nowadays, we also have mga avatars that are social media influencers. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you know, like Michaela or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that
Diba?
one. Diba?
Yeah,
Oh, exactly. Mm-hmm.
medyo wild talaga siya eh when you
Mm-hmm.
see it. Parang you convince yourself na it's really real naman talaga, but it's like it's also
Mm-hmm.
such a
Yeah.
crazy thing. So how
Mm-hmm.
is it for you guys na parang to start with our local artists also like what you mentioned with yung mga music festival game that you guys created. How cool was it being able to work on something like that?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was fun. Yeah, like you can deny it's fun, but at the same time, it's hard
Yeah.
because you have to make sure that they kind of still look alike, even though they're
Mm-mm.
in the 3D world. So, parang it
Mm-mm.
was a challenge to kind of make them look like them, because
Mm-mm.
parang we don't have yet the technology to do that, but we're just trying
Mm-mm.
our best, like what we can do. And also, like, parang another obstacle for us that time was it was remote work. So parang
Mm-mm.
whenever we have to parang ask the artist, hey, are you good with this? Parang it's gonna take a while, so we have to wait.
Oh,
Kasi it's not
true.
personal. Kumbaga
Oh.
parang kailangan pa na mag-online siya, then hintayin, then hindi
Mm-mm.
pa stable internet. So it was really a challenge.
Oh, wow. And I can imagine parang yung pag-render, tama ba yun? I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
render
also
those things.
that
My
yeah.
God, grabe. Kwento ko naman about that like whole process also of creating that. Especially, I mean, it doesn't have to be too technical, but what is it like
Mhm.
actually working on these things?
um it's weird because how do you explain it, but parang working in 3D,
Mm.
in the 3D space or in the 3D realm, it makes you feel like you're god. I mean,
Mm.
you know what I
Actually,
mean, because
parang
you,
Sims.
yeah, parang Sims, but on a more technical scale, because you can
Uh-oh.
basically do anything you want. Like if you want
That is
fire, then you can put
wild.
fire. If you want dogs, then you can make dogs. So it's
Oo.
like that. So
Oo.
parang it's basically a way for me, or an escape for me, to do the things that
Mm.
I can't do during the lockdown. So
Mm.
parang if you can see sa mga posts ko, like I mix 3D with the real world, because that's
Yeah.
that's the only space I can do the things I can do during lockdown.
Oo. Mm. Yeah, I saw nga yung parang for example, it'll be a picture of like your living room tapos nandun yung parang avatar or something,
Yeah.
which I
Mm-hmm.
find so cool. Parang yung mga filters sa Instagram, yung parang
Mm-hmm.
ganon, but like 100 times cooler kasi yun nga, it's like 3D. So that's so cool. I'm like super interested in stuff like that because I
Mm-hmm.
see a lot in also your music, especially recently yung mga music videos that you've been making or yung official lyric
Mm-hmm.
video, for example, of your newest single I also saw was animated and all of that. But before we get to talk about your newest single,
Yeah.
I wanted to know how much of your parang, for example, yung mga visual aspects mo or yung mga visual interests mo, how much
Mm-hmm.
of that do you think influences the type of music that you make?
Oh wow, that's a good question. Because when I make music and when I make 3D or anything visual, parang I have this principle, or parang yeah, principle na my ears can see things and then my
Mm.
eyes can hear things. So when I work, when I make music, I use my eyes. So parang I make music based on what I see, and then
Mm.
I make visuals based on what I hear. So it's like I
Oh.
can parang connect between those worlds. So it's really an
Mm.
advantage, or I mean, not really an advantage, but it's a it's a weird combination that I got from
Mm.
parang working with those two things, different,
Yeah.
ano.
Oo. Parang siyang isang holistic kind of thing. That's kind of what I get from
Yeah.
it na parang you
Mm.
consider both things equally important sa
Yeah.
lahat
Mm-hmm.
ng ginagawa mo, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also curious kasi sabi mo nga kanina, this whole like working in the 3D space and all of that, it recently came to you, syempre during the lockdown, quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Again, parang nag-resurface yung interest mo. But you've been making music even before the lockdown. So how
Yeah.
much do you think your music has changed, especially now that you're more into like this also visual aspect also?
A lot. It's a lot,
Mm.
because like ever since I dived into 3D, I mean more, parang it really changed the way how I make music. It makes me see more than just listen. I mean, it's hard to explain, but for example, like when I see what the Philippines is now, parang
Mm.
it as a musician, parang it makes me make music based on how I see my environment.
Mm, mm, mm.
So like the way I make music now is how how the world goes around. Like for example, when I hear about the pandemic ECQ extension, like what
Mm,
emotions I feel from that. So
mm,
I visualize it first, like how is the lockdown going, and then I
mm,
convert that into something I can make and convert
mm,
into music.
mm.
I mean, it's weird,
Oh.
but but
Mm.
it's just
No,
so hard to
nagigets
explain.
no, nagigets ko din yung sinasabi mo na parang
Mm-hmm.
it like the whole 3D thing, like your interest in it, feeling ko
Mm-hmm.
nag-grow din yung parang mga perspective mo, feeling ko. Kasi 'di ba
Yeah,
like the 3D space is very like unlimited, feeling ko. Parang
yeah,
you can do
unlimited.
so
Mm-hmm.
so many things. So in the
Mm-hmm.
same way na your music also kind of feels that like you can
Yeah.
do a lot of things. Tama ba yun?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what I
Yeah.
got from yung sinabi mo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
nice one. See,
Exactly.
yes, I got you. I got you. But like speaking of your music, let's talk about your newest single, which is 17 with LSG. So
Mm-hmm.
could you tell us more about what the song is actually about and what inspired it?
Yeah, the collab I did with LSG, which is
Mm,
17.
mm,
It's a song really parang based on the write up we did. Parang supposedly it's supposed to be a sad song,
mhm,
but then when we were recording it, when we were about to write the lyrics for it, parang it's different. Parang I told Ellis na, you know what, this doesn't fit for a sad song. So
mm,
we decided to make it to write about instead uh, the years or our youth
mm,
during when we were still 17 years old.
mhm,
So parang we mentioned Vine, we mentioned being in high school in the hallway,
mhm,
everything about being 17 years old.
mhm,
Because like for me, this pandemic like gave me that nostalgic feeling. Parang it makes me go back to that era where there's no COVID, there's no
mhm.
lockdown. Um, it's it's really a good feeling to feel. So we
Yes.
thought of writing it and to make that moment somehow immortalized.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think that's something that speaks to me because I feel like we're almost the same age because when you mentioned like Vine and stuff, I was
Yeah,
also in high school during
yeah.
that time. So that period in time I think was like one of the funnest things ever because I didn't really have to worry about anything
Mhm.
else. It's just being a kid, like a teenager, diba? Not
Yeah,
really caring about stuff, which is something that I just like you miss because now parang we have to be like adults and we have
yeah.
to
All those
deal with this
responsibilities. Yeah.
diba? Deal with this pandemic and all of
Hmm.
that. So why did you choose to kind of release a song about that time, which, like you mentioned, is a little bit nostalgic, but also really
Hmm.
fun at the same time during this
Hmm.
like crazy thing that we're all experiencing right now?
Hmm. Um, Siguro one of the reasons why we decided to make it like that or sound like that
Mm,
is parang I also realized that everyone, or if not everyone, most people here are uh, are diving into nostalgia or are into nostalgia.
true.
Like parang they want that 2000s vibe,
Mm,
and then they also wanna do a throwback like when they were still in high school. And then for me, being in high school is that phase in our lives where we don't really care about adult responsibilities. We don't care about bills. We don't care about everyone else but ourselves and our friends. Just that.
mm, yeah.
Unlike now, like being an adult is different. So for me,
So there.
doing that song, I mean 17 with LSG was my only way to somehow always go back to that era.
Mm. That's true. And it's always a good feeling to go back to. So feeling ko sakto nga sa mga
Mm-hmm.
na-experience natin ngayon because especially
Mm-hmm.
nowadays now that we're at home a lot, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Parang yun
Mm-hmm.
nga, yun yung default natin to look back and feel
Mm-hmm.
nostalgic for things that happened before this period in time. So I'm sure madami din makaka-relate sa 17, which is your song with LSG. So how did
Yeah.
this collaboration pala with you and LSG come about?
So the entire EP,
Mm-mm,
actually this is an EP.
mm-mm,
17 is the fourth song. Yeah,
mm-mm,
17 is a fourth song, and the entire EP started like when we were in Bicol. That
mm-mm.
was around November last. Wait, October last year. So we were in Bicol,
October.
and then we planned about doing an EP. Hey, like I told Ellis, like, yo man, like, do you want to do or make it an EP? Because we were
Mm-mm,
supposed to do just a single, and then we turned it into an EP, and then 17 happened, and then so far, this is the first song of the EP that really um, um, mattered
mm-mm,
to me and him, because like it's really a different feeling when you go back in time.
mm-mm. Yeah, definitely. I feel like, yeah. I feel like, yun nga, I feel like this through the song, I feel like also a lot of people can, go back in time because I feel like yun nga, like what you said, that's really what we're all feeling
Mm-hmm.
nowadays also. But it's really cool na you guys were able to still create this despite yung mga nangyayari
Yeah.
nowadays. So I want to ask also, like, with everything that's been going on, how do you find that like drive to keep making art, like not just music but also like everything that you do, like with the whole 3D thing? Kasi diba, sobrang hirap talaga sometimes to stay creative, especially if you're just at home where like you see the same thing again and again. So how do you personally do it?
Uh, wow, that's a question that that's hard to answer, but
Yeah.
I think it stems from how I really think ever since like before like me being super focused in my music and art. I was into hustling like small
Mm,
businesses, like, I mean, not big businesses but just small time. So I think it all
mm,
stems from my entrepreneurship mindset that not everything will come right away. So when with that mindset, it played really a really big role in my career as a musician, because that kind of mindset made me think further, like in a long term scale instead of a short
mm,
term. So
mm,
parang hindi agad ako sumusuko na porque walang stream, porque walang view. Like I don't care, because like
mm,
parang for me music is an art. Like
mm,
if I want to make money out of it, then I'll just do a business since I know how to make business. But
mm.
music for me, it's a holy grail. It's art.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
parang
mm.
that mindset is what drives me to keep going at it. Like I don't mind the views, the streams, the reach, the engagement, because I know I love what I'm doing.
Yes, tama yan. And diba, you just gotta trust the process,
Mm-hmm.
feeling ko. Syempre, we're so obsessed with yung mga, ano, diba, results and all of that,
Yeah.
but it's nice that you really go back to why you do it, why you want to create something. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's really a great mindset to not also burn out, diba? Kasi that's what a
Yeah.
lot of us feel nowadays with everything that's been going on. But I also want to talk about the
Yeah.
official lyric video of 17 then, because I saw it was
Mm-hmm.
like also animated and all of that. So could you tell us more about how you created this one?
The 17 lyric video.
Mm,
So parang compared to our other videos, like
mhm,
from Fake Friends, All Night Long, and well, what song? Rags to Rags. Parang this one is the only visual that's different, since it's a it's a mixture of the real world
mm,
and the 3D, but not really complex since it's just a single scene. But
mhm,
at the same time, it's still art for us. So we
mhm.
did it like we just shot the parang the scene sa parang isang area dito sa condo, and
Yeah.
then parang we waited until sunset. Wait, tara, shoot
Mm,
tayo dito, sayang yung sunset. So ayun,
mm,
parang sinut na lang namin siya, and then parang pinatong yung 3D after the render. So, ayun, I mean, we didn't expect it to be that people would still appreciate it, even though it is really different from were what we were doing before.
Mhm.
Ayun.
But it's so cool that you guys really like shot it and then put yung 3D then after. It's so like for me, as someone who doesn't work on like 3D stuff, it's so cool. Like I just find it so
Thank
amazing how
you.
you can put the two worlds together and make it feel
Mhm.
so seamless then. Alam mo yun, yung parang
Yeah,
chill lang, parang he's just really there, yung parang
yeah,
3D
just singing. Yeah.
thing. Yeah, nag-chill lang siya. So I really feel like that's so cool and I'm sure a lot of people also really appreciated that kind of effort that you guys put into the lyric video. But
Mhm.
now I'm sure even more people are so excited for everything that you have been working on and kung ano man yung mga releases mo in the future. So what else can we expect coming from you, Zelijah, especially this year?
This year, we're almost done with the EP, which is Press After Dropout,
Mhm.
where 17 is a fourth song, and we have an incoming song which is really, really different from the rest of the EP. Like if
Mhm.
if the first four tracks is parang more of chill lang, pang cafe,
Mhm.
pang drive.
Mm-mm.
This next song, it's for the new gen. It's for the Gen Alphas and the younger Gen Zs. Like parang
Mm.
as in pang wasakan lang ganun. We have this Discord server. We made it a
Mm-mm.
few days ago, and
Mm-mm.
then nandun yung mga ano namin, tawag namin hounds or mga members
Mhm.
namin.
Mhm.
We're about 100 members, I think. Yeah. So parang
Wow.
we're planning on the release date. We're
Mhm.
planning to do a virtual slaman, like virtual mosh pit. Like everyone's
Mhm.
video is on the screen
Yeah.
and it's just doing wild, wild dances. You know.
Wow. I've never seen a virtual mosh pit in my life. I've been to a lot of concerts na may mosh pit, but I've never seen like a virtual mosh pit. So I'm excited for this. I want to see how it
Yeah.
turns out. Also, and yeah, I saw nga na you created a Discord server. Feeling ko that is so Gen Z also, very now, very like
Mm-hmm.
Generation Alpha too. But I'm sure a lot of people are so excited for this, especially
Yeah.
ngayon nga na mention mo na it's a little bit different from the other songs that you
Mm-hmm.
released. So we're so excited for this. When can we expect this new song to be out?
So this new song, the title actually is Hellhound. So it's gonna be
Mhm.
out on. Wait, let me check the date. I forgot. It's on the 21st. Yeah, it's coming out on the
Okay.
21st. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, so that's near now. So guys, you
Yep.
heard it here. April 21st. April, right? April?
Yeah.
Okay. April
April
21st,
21st. Yeah.
Hellhound. Yes.
Oh, and
Hellhound.
don't forget to join our Discord server so you can experience yung
Mhm.
buong moshpitan.
Yes, moshpitan, I love it! Grabe yung term. But I think I too saw your Instagram, no? So they can just follow you
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
if they want to join yung moshpitan nga, sabi nga
Mm-hmm.
ni Zelijah. So we're so excited for everything that you have in store, especially on the 21st. Ako personally excited na ako makita yung
Yeah.
virtual moshpitan ninyo. But before I let you go, Zelijah, do you have a message to everyone who's been supporting you and like your music and everything that you've been doing?
Um, there's a lot for me. There's a lot of things for me to say, but I'll keep it short.
Mhm.
Siguro salamat sa lahat ng hanggang ngayon. They're still there. I mean, uh, I've been around like from the underground, and I'm really grateful for everyone. Until now, they're still there. They're still supporting me. They're still listening to my music and following my visual contents. So I'm really thankful that there are people like them that
Mhm.
really supports me.
Yun. And I'm sure they will keep supporting you in everything that you have for us. I'm sure they're very excited for everything. But thank you so much, Elijah, for joining me today here on MYXclusive. It was nice to have you
Thank you.
back. Dito sa MYXclusive. Yay! We're so excited. And thank you then to everyone who tuned into this MYXclusive interview. Don't forget to stream 17 by Zelijah with LSG up on multiple digital streaming platforms. And watch out for Hellhound, which is coming on April 21st. So once again, thank you to everyone. And thank you, Zelijah, for hanging out
Thank
with
you.
me. Thank you, thank you. And once again, this has been Sam with 2Ms. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.